So the next question is quite a long one. I'm trying to hit all the parts of it, but it asks me to compare and contrast the approach to courtly love that you see in Sir Gawain and Green Knight, and also Troilus and Crusade by Chaucer. Um, I'm going to define Fen of Moors and courtly love, and give their status in the Middle Ages, and then how those two works incorporate elements of Fen of Moors and courtly love. And so I guess I'll just start by defining the two. And so courtly love is exemplified by the idea of unrequited love. It's the emergence of a pouring romantic style pursuit from a knight to a noble woman, and generally that woman is unattainable somehow. Either she's married or just inaccessible in some way. And then Fen of Moors is more they sound similar, but it's the expression of a knightly worship of a refining ideal embodied in a person of the beloved. Only someone of a truly noble nature could generate and nurture such a love. And only a woman of nobility of spirit was a worthy object. And so, in Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, the lady of the castle meets the description that you would see in courtly love, as such a woman who is married, lovely, and accessible. However, Gawain does not accept the quest in order to win a lady, but to be a good and true knight. And so, this story of Sir Gawain is not about courtly love or Fen of Moors. It's a story about a knight. And so because of that, I think you see more of the Fen of Moors quality, because it has to do with true knightly worship, which I think Gawain does, and I think Troilus and Crusade more closely resembles courtly love, and I'll tell you why I think that. So I think Troilus and Crusade it's important to remember that it's a pagan story, while Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is a Christian one. The biggest difference between courtly love and Fen of Moors is the object of true worship. So Gawain didn't necessarily love the lady of the castle, but he showed his knightly worship in his servitude and respect for the king of the castle, the lady, King Arthur, and most importantly, to God. The biggest aspect of the chivalric code is loyalty to both the king and God, which Gawain does. Troilus is a knight who falls in love with Crusade, and it is a love that is not exactly reciprocated. He pursues her tirelessly until she finally kind of gives in to his advances. He very much shows the outpouring of romantic pursuit from a worthy knight to noble woman. However, since they are pagans, this differs from knightly worship because it is love for Crusade that he has, and not faith in God. So in a way, Gawain is able to love better because he understands the love of God and forgiveness, and his story ends happily, while it does not for Troilus at all. So Gawain is not really pursuing the woman. He is trying to evade her advances because an affair with her would damper his own moral code. And since Gawain is not praised for his strength like Beowulf, he is praised for his goodness and his bravery, and that is why he needs to maintain that. Troilus and Crusade proves to be a much different story due to Troilus' worship, pursuit, and love for Crusade. She is unattainable to T, not because of marriage, but due to her own hesitation, and that is something he has to fight for. So that's where you see the object of, the outpouring of romantic love and worship for another. Even though Troilus, although he's a knight, he's also pagan, so his worship of Chi is not a reflection of the love of God, and is restricted, as I've kind of mentioned earlier, to that of a man, and that's probably why the story ends unhappily. Gawain, although not as romantic, showed more aspects of courtly love in Fen of Moors than Troilus did, because the moral code was a reflection of his servitude to God and to his king. So I think both stories showcase love and honor in different but very popular ways. Love for a woman and love for a kingdom. Both were present in the literary erotic ideal, very much so throughout that time period. I also just think it's kind of crazy to me that these were written at the same time, and both very much commonly held beliefs and ideas of the 14th century, but they were so different at the same time. But both showcase different aspects of courtly love and Fen of Moors. Neither one does it perfectly, as you could see in, I'm sure, a lot of other medieval works, but there are bits and pieces that definitely demonstrate that.